to my channel. Today I'm going to teach you how to encrypt files with files and strings with the Python cryptography module. So let's get right into it. The first thing you should do is, as usual, create a Python file and open it with your code editor. I use Visual Studio Code, so it's open. The next thing that I want you to do is go to your command line, and I want you to install this module, the cryptography module, pip install cryptography. So I want you to run this command, and it's going to install cryptography for you. So when it's done, I want you to navigate your way to your command line, and let's begin. Now if you want to get the code to this video, there's a link that will take you to my GitHub in the description below. So we'll start by saying from cryptography.fairnet import fairnet. Now this is what we are going to use to encrypt our this is what we'll use to encrypt our files and strings. So the next thing that I want you to do is that I want to write this line of code. I'm going to explain what it does. So I'm going to say generated key is equal to fairnet dot generate key. Now what this line of code does is that it's going to generate a key for us, and using this key we can encrypt and decrypt the files and strings that we want. Now I want you to take note of something. This function continues to generate random keys. So if you are going to use a particular key to encrypt a file, you need to keep that key. If you lose it, you won't be able to decrypt the file. So now, knowing that, let's save our key that is going to be generated to a text file, since that is what we are going to use to encrypt and decrypt. So we'll say write key is equal to open key.key, and then we'll put it in write byte mode. Now let me explain what this does. So presently there is no key.key file inside my present working directory, but it's going to create a key.key file for me. And after creating a key.key file for me, we've told you to open this file in write byte mode. Now we're opening it in write byte mode because it isn't the key being generated isn't like a string or numbers. So that's why we're opening it in write byte mode. If you don't open it in write byte mode, the program is going to crash. So after saying this, we need to say dot write generated key. So this line is going to write the key to a file. So let us run this command so that we can get our key. So this is going to generate the key, and it's going to create a file and save our key into that file. Okay, so it's done. If we come to my present working directory, we'll see that a file has been created, key.key, and if we open it, we're just going to see you'll see just a bunch of gibberish. So this is our key, and this is the key that we're going to use to encrypt and decrypt files in Python. So let's get right to encrypting and decrypting. So I want you to go back to the Python file that you're working with, and I want you to clear all this since our key has been generated, or we can just comment it out. Yeah. So the next thing we need to do is that we need to open this key file that we created, because it is the key that we're going to use to encrypt and decrypt. So we're going to say key is equal to open key.key, and then we'll put a comma here and we'll say RB. We're opening the key.key file that we just created now, and we're opening it in read byte mode. Remember, we can't just open it in read mode, so we have to open it in read byte mode so that it's going to work. Then after doing that, we'll just say .read. So Python is going to go into this file and get all the contents of the file, and we're assigning it to the key variable. So now we have our key open. How are we actually going to encrypt something like a string? So let's just create a sentence that we're going to encrypt. So we'll just create a variable and say sentence. Let's see, NCEN. Sentence is equal to I am the Proton guy. So this is the sentence that I want to encrypt. Now I want to tell you something. Before we can encrypt files using this method, we need to encode the text first to make it suitable for encryption. So what we are going to say is .encode. Now there is another way to do this, but this is the shorter way. We could have just come down to say encoded string is equal to sentence dot encode. But as you can see, it's actually the same thing, and writing this other line is just a longer way. So I'm going to clear this since it's the same thing. So now we've encoded it, we now actually need to encrypt it here. But before we can encrypt it, we need to call this finite function on the key. So what we're going to say is we're going to say f is equal to finite, and then inside here we're going to pass in the key variable into the parentheses here. So what we're now going to say is we're going to say f we're going to create a variable and say encrypted sentence is equal to f dot encrypt encrypt, yes, f dot encrypt sentence, and then we're just going to tell the program to print the encrypted sentence. So now we've called the finite function on the key, and we've said okay, f dot encrypt sentence. So this is going to go here, it's going to encode it, and it's going to encrypt it. So now let's run this command, this code to see the result. So I'm going to come here and press this. So when it runs, you're just going to see a bunch of gibberish written on the screen, and that is a good thing because nobody can just come and read what is being nobody can just come and read the text. So as you can see, this is everything. All this gibberish, this is our encoded text. So we can see that it is working. But if we now want to decrypt everything that we have, everything that was encrypted, this is how we are going to do it. So here we said okay, print encrypted sentence. So I'm just going to make it better, use an f string to kind of make it more understandable. So I will come here and say encrypted, and I'll put colon here. So we now want to print the decrypted sentence. I'll just give space here so that you'll be able to see the difference well in the terminal. So we'll put we've already printed the encrypted. Now we need to decrypt it. What we're going to say is that we're also going to call this function, and we're going to say decrypted sentence is equal to f dot decrypt, and inside parentheses we're going to pass in encrypted sentence. So we're telling Python that okay, I want you to go to this particular variable and grab whatever it has encrypted, and I want you to decrypt everything. So then after that, we need to tell you to print the decrypted to show you that it actually works. So we're going to say what was this thing? So we're going to say decrypted, and then inside here, if you don't understand this f string, it's just a way of telling Python that okay, we want to print this particular sentence in this format. So using this method, it's able to grab the content of variables and put it in our sentence. So I think that's a layman explanation. So I'm going to say decrypted sentence. Aha. So if we now come here to run our code, let's come to my terminal. First of all, I would like to clear all the things on the screen. So after clearing this, let me just run our code now, and we are going to see the difference between the encrypted and the decrypted file. Okay, it's running. Aha, so as you can see, this is the encrypted one, and then this is the decrypted one. So we can see here that it has this B thing, and it has this quote in front. Now that is a good observation. The way we can remove this is that we need to come here and say dot decode. Now what this is going to do is that it's going to, remember at the top of the when we were first trying to encrypt it, we had to encode it. Now when you are printing it out, to remove this B code stuff, we need to decode it. Then when we decode it, it's going to print it out as a normal sentence. Now this does the code here that I did is a shortcut. So you can also come down and create a variable and say decoded decrypted sentence, and say decode, then inside the parentheses here you put passing decrypted sentence. So let us run our command to see, run our code to see how it works. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe if this video is very helpful. It's going to help with the YouTube algorithm. I am the Proton guy. So as you can see, the B and the quotes are gone. This was decrypted before. It has this B and the sentence was in quotes, but now it's no longer in quotes. So there are other ways that we can use this method. So now we've learned how to encrypt particular we've learned how to encrypt strings in Python. So now I'm going to teach you how to encrypt files in Python. So I'm just going to quickly create a text file with some content in it, and I am okay. So welcome back. So I'm going to teach you how to encrypt files now. If we come over to this side, I created a text file named tutorial.txt, and inside tutorial.txt we just have some text in here that you should probably listen to and subscribe. So I have some text in here that we are going to encrypt. So I just commented everything out, and we're going to start from the beginning again. So the first thing we should do as usual is open our key. So with key is equals to open key.key, and we'll open it in what? Read byte mode, and we'll say .read. So we have our key. Then if we go to the top, let's follow the steps. After opening our key, we need to now guess what we're encrypting. Since what we're encrypting is inside this file, so we are going to create a variable, and we are going to name it we'll just name the variable file. We would say file is equals to open tutorial.txt tutorial.txt, and then we'll open it in read mode. Now we're putting R because it's just a normal text, but the key we need the read byte. So we'll say .read. So this is going to get all the content of this file. So we now need to call the fernet function on the key. So fernet, fernet, and we'll take key. So after doing this, we need to encode everything inside this file. So we're going to say encoded file is going to be equal to file.encode. So this is going to encode everything inside the file to make it suitable for encryption. So we're going to say encrypted file is equal to encoded encoded file dot encrypt. Actually, is that the right thing? Is that the right way? Let's go back. So here we said encrypted sentence is equal to encrypted sentence is equal to f dot, I've seen it, I've seen the error. So we need to change this encoded file. We need to say f dot encrypt, then inside the parentheses we're going to pass in encoded file. Sorry, I get confused sometimes. So so now we are saying, okay, encrypt everything inside this file. Then we are now going to write the contents, that is the encrypted contents, back into the file. Remember, the file had some text in this before. Subscribe to the Proton Guys channel. Now we are going to now encrypt everything inside, then rewrite the encrypted data into the file. So we're now going to open this file in read mode, in write mode. So we'll come here and copy this, and we'll come here. I would say we would paste this, but we're going to make changes. We would say open file is equal to, but we need to change this to write mode. We need to change it to write byte mode actually. So we're going to say dot write, and inside the parentheses we're going to put encrypted file. So let's just run our code to see how it works. Hopefully our code works well. So it's going to start by going into the file and getting everything, getting our key, encrypting is, then rewriting the contents back into the file. Okay, so finish running. Okay, so it has finished running. Let's go and check the text file now. This is the tutorial.txt. So if I click it, we're going to see, oh, it's just a bunch of gibberish inside it. Just a whole bunch of gibberish. So everything has been encrypted, and this is what we get. Now if we want to decrypt this particular file, it's very, very easy. All we need to do is we need to clear this. We'll clear this, and actually, don't let us clear it. Let me encrypt it. Well, let me comment it out, sorry. So we'll comment that out, and we are going to come to the top here. When we open it in, we need to open it in read byte mode here. So we'll say dot read, and we'll come here and we'll remove this line. So we need to say, okay, yeah, we need to say dot decrypt here. So that will be dot decrypt, and it's not going to be encoded file here, it's just going to be file. Okay, so this is decrypting the file, and we need to print print decrypted file. Now we need to change this from encrypted to decrypted. So we say DE. So hopefully this is going to work. It's going to go into the file and get all the contents, then decrypt this. But no, we also need to decode it. So we'll come here and say dot decode. Don't forget to always decode it to remove that B and code stuff. So we'll come here and let me run the program now. So it's going to go into the file, get all the content, and decrypt it. So after this tutorial, we are going to be a master at encrypting and decrypting using the cryptography module. It's actually very, very simple. Okay, so hopefully we get no error. So as you can see, subscribe to the Proton Guys channel. So that is how to encrypt and decrypt files and strings in Python. Thank you for watching my video. If you like seeing context like this, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more. Till we meet again.
Where are you?